Hello and welcome to Anime Kiwi special number 7. I think it's 7. I am out for this week. I'm out of town and don't have the time to do a full Kids on the Slope episode before I leave. And I don't have the means to do it on the go. So we're doing a shorty little special here. And this week we watched Death Billiards, which was Madhouse's entry into Anime Mirai for 2013. Anime Mirai...
What is... you gonna tell me what it is? Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Anime Mirai... I don't know if it's not a festival, but it's like a group of short anime films from different studios that's put together by the Young Animator Training Project, which is something that the Japanese government's Agency for Cultural Affairs put together, and they started in 2010 in order to support studios training animators. And every year they do this little collection of shorts. I think there's 4 every year. Yeah, it looks like there's 4 every year. And this was one of the ones from 2013.
Didn't really look like something that was animated by people in training.
I mean, I haven't been able to find anything on the director who did it is, like, he doesn't have a Wikipedia page, so I don't know what's up with, I guess he's still new or doing other stuff. I don't know the way you move up in the director track for anime production.
Well, it's all seniority in Japanese business, isn't it?
Anime stuff's a little weirder, I think. Or it depends company to company, too, I'm sure. But...
yeah, probably.
Like Madhouse, I don't know about any of them, but Madhouse is probably different from, like, Production IG is different from, I forget who is doing Kids on the Slope. PA Works, maybe? No, PA Works is Shirobako, which is the anime about anime production, which is very good, by the way. I think you'd like it a lot.
Maybe. I don't really know anything about anime production, but I am interested in how stuff works.
And it's Shirobako's, like, all... or mostly made from anecdotes from people in the industry, so it's not just like bullshit made up. It's kind of semi-biographical stuff with all the names changed.
Well, there's kind of an episode about that in Paranoia Agent that was pretty interesting.
Was there?
Yeah, there's a episode about production, and they run through like all the roles of the people in the chain.
Oh,
what,
right.
What they're supposed to do and everything.
Yeah, it's like a series full of that, except not Satoshi Kon.
So not quite as good?
Not quite as good, but still really good. I like it a lot. And it doesn't, like, sugarcoat things either, which is nice.
Yeah, you never like it when industry stuff like that tends to, make it look more glamorous than it really is.
Yeah, there's like a whole arc, or not arc, there's a few episodes about one girl who wanted to get into CG stuff, and her first job is she got stuck modeling, like, car tires in CG for months and months, and how she got sick of doing that.
Sounds pretty soul-breaking.
Yeah. But anyways, we watched Death Billiards. It was 25 minutes, I think?
Something like that.
And Death Billiards actually was, I guess, is well-received. I don't know if it's because it was well-received enough, but it got a full anime series based on it in 2014. Or no, in 2015. It was last year's. Okay.
Oh boy. What fun.
Your tone of voice there says to me that you did not care for Death Billiards that much.
I did not like Death Billiards even a little bit.
Why not?
I thought it was sort of obnoxious, and I didn't think the subtext was at all interesting, or the way that they dealt with it was interesting. And I mean, like, you told me like that this was created by the people in training. It comes off really kind of a bit immature, I would say. Like, I think the way that they regard and talk about death is something like a 22-year-old guy who smokes a bit too much weed would talk about. Like he's making some kind of interesting revelation about life and death, and it's like, yeah, dude, we've all been through these thoughts and stuff. There's nothing interesting here, and I found the main character to be really annoying and grating.
Which one? The young kid, I guess?
Yeah, the guy, I think he says he's 30 in the movie. But yeah, I just found it sort of annoying and immature, and people's faces look weird. And
the faces did look weird. I'm not sure. They looked familiar, but I'm not sure why or what they reminded me of.
I guess I just came out the other end thinking what the hell the point of this movie was. And like, I know what the point is, it's just I didn't find it interesting at all.
I kind of liked it. I think I like it more in retrospect than I did immediately coming off of it, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like, just thinking about the different, whether the idea of the heaven or hell choice was going from more of a Buddhist type point of view, or from a Judeo-Christian point of view of it.
In what sense?
Well, because, so the game, or I don't even think it, for one, I don't think the game was what was determining whether somebody goes one way or the other. I think it's how they react and deal with the situation they're given. So,
I think that was pretty clear. And the way that they run through the game is
basically symbolic of the way they live their life. At least ultimately.
Pretty much. And like when I say that this comes off immature, it's just because I've seen stories about this sort of thing like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a baby's first Twilight Zone episode sort of thing, you know?
Yeah, it kind of seemed like a Twilight Zone episode.
It's like the that episode of the Twilight Zone that they parody in Futurama where his glasses get shattered so he can't read anymore, and then his hands fall off, and then his eyes fall out, and it just sort of, it's that sort of thing to me in my head.
Yeah. But so the thing was that they get in an elevator. I think that I forget if they said it in this or if it's something I read about the anime that it says they go to reincarnation or to the void, and it's. Do you remember if they say, or if they just say heaven or hell, or they don't make it clear?
The subtitles say heaven or hell, but I'm not sure if that's actually what they say in Japanese.
Okay, because there's the Judeo-Christian heaven and hell. Heaven's good, hell's bad. And
really?
Yeah, really. Heaven's the one. Heaven's the one. Yeah, heaven's the one with the angels that the good people go to.
Well, it's good to know, I guess.
But I guess I should preface with: do you know? I'm sure you know the term nirvana, but you know what that is in Buddhism?
That's like, that's the actual term for when you reach enlightenment, isn't it?
That nirvana is the point where you stop reincarnating. I believe it basically means like nothingness or null or something. So, I was looking through stuff, and the debate was between whether the young guy goes to heaven or hell, and they were saying that the reincarnation was the heaven one, and the void was the hell one. But I feel like if you're looking at it from a Buddhist standpoint, then reincarnation might be the bad one, because you're striving to not reincarnate anymore.
I think the kind of point of the film is that the outcome one way or the other doesn't really matter. That wasn't the relevant part.
Oh?
Because, when the female one, I don't think she had a name, when she's talking to the adjudicator at the end, while the credits are rolling, he repeatedly says that he can't tell her anything about which one went where or why they went in which one.
Yeah, that's some trying to be an art movie bullshit there.
Yeah, I think that was just basically that character speaking to the audience and saying it doesn't really matter. and that sort of annoyed me more than anything else.
I thought that more than that, it was just trying to tell the audience, hey, think what you want.
Yeah, it's open to interpretation, man.
I think a better ending would have been if they just cut it right after he said we have to clean up, there's more people coming. And then the elevator doors open or something, and then cut to credits. They didn't need all the dialogue after.
I think the dialogue in general is really on the nose. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I have a big problem in general with dialogue that doesn't let the audience infer what they need to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, generally, like, you know, I'm not a professional writer, but I've written some stuff in my time, and when I approach dialogue, I tend to make it so that I only write as much as the audience needs to infer the rest of the meaning, you know? And I really don't like it when writers go over the top and they make the subtext really obvious and they spell out everything that they want to get across. It's just like, just let the audience get what they need to out of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this movie's just hammering home as hard as it can what it's trying to say, and it feels a little insulting, like doesn't respect the audience's intelligence. Just let us infer the rest.
Yeah, it could have been done better. I'll agree with you there. I thought that I do think there's something interesting to be had there if it was, what's what I'm looking for?
Articulated what they wanted to say better?
If it was better production, I guess, as a whole.
So you mean the movie would be better if it was better?
The movie would be better if it was better. I think they were on something, but they couldn't follow through with it, as far as it being an interesting short went.
Well, I don't want to dump on it the whole time. If there was something interesting here that you think you got out of it, I do want to hear about it, because, you know, I'm always happy to change my mind on something.
I mean, I thought that the little bit of character work they got out with the two people playing pool in the short time that we had with them was pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
I mean, at least with the old guy, I thought it was kind of interesting, just literally seeing their lives flash before their eyes as they realized they were dead.
Yeah, but it just sort of comes back to my point about it being a bit on the nose.
It's not subtle. Yeah, I've written down it's not exactly being subtle, but I don't think everything has to be subtle.
I think it's less about subtlety and more, as I said, just kind of respecting the audience's intelligence.
I mean, I feel like it wasn't deliberately disrespecting the audience intelligence.
Yeah, maybe not deliberately, but
I feel like, if anything, it was just the production team on this not being able to get it out exactly like they wanted to.
That's always the case with art, though.
Yeah.
It always doesn't quite look like what you pictured.
Yep. I've done a lot of stuff in Art Academy, and I think it looks awful, and it's not all like I want it to do, but people say it's not bad, I guess. I don't know. So, I guess there's something to see no matter what you put out, I guess.
When I started out as a musician, one of the first things that I found when I started recording pieces that I'd written is that often they didn't really sound the same once you'd gotten to the point of actually recording them, which is mostly a technical thing because, you know, a microphone can't replicate what your ears hear perfectly.
Yeah.
But I found repeatedly that I'd have to change parts in order for them to sound clearer or better on recordings and stuff, and so, you know, once I'd actually gotten to the point where something had been recorded, it sounded quite a bit different from what it did in my head, you know, and that's just how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same with podcasting, too. You'll have a conversation while recording a podcast, and while you're recording it, will be something, like, absolutely hilarious, and then you get back to listening to editing, it's just the most cringeworthy bullshit that you should not inflict upon someone else.
I don't know. I'm always hilarious. Every joke that I say is great.
All the jokes people have heard you say on the podcast are great. That's true.
Damn it. How many of my jokes have you edited out? Tell me now, Mikey.
I can't count that. You're asking the impossible, man.
Well, that's mean. Too mean.
It could be any number. It could be 0. I honestly just don't remember because I don't keep track. Because why would I? Why would I do that?
Yeah, you got to keep the jokes in because, as I said, I'm hilarious.
I keep the funny jokes in. Don't worry.
Okay. Now I'm just extremely worried.
Maybe one of these days I'll leave a bad one in. So it'll be like, man, that cat doter, he's human. He's not on point all the time. Huh. Weird.
I could just be ironically detached and tell people that joke was supposed to be stupid. Gotta get ahead of the curve, man.
Yeah. I mean, don't bother trying with your jokes. Because...
Trying is lame.
Yeah. If nobody asked you to try with it, why try?
I'm not trying right now.
But anyway, I thought I enjoyed it for what it was. It's basically a student film.
Student film is probably a good way to put it, if I had to find a way to describe how it feels. I mean, it looks pretty professionally animated, apart from kind of goofy-looking faces.
Yeah, it was Madhouse. It was the studio that did all of Satoshi Kon's stuff.
I mean, it may be the trainee guys, but, you know, they probably hire the best in the business.
Mm-hmm.
If only they could draw faces that didn't look really fucked up and weird.
That's up to the character designer. The character designer drew it, and somebody okayed it. Probably the director and the scenario writer.
There's one shot in the movie where there's the 30-year-old guy's face in kind of profile,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see his nose and the shape of his face and stuff, and all the proportions look completely wrong. And I just thought, wow, these faces just look wrong.
Yeah. Stuff happens. Animation's hard, it turns out.
Yeah, it looks pretty hard.
You should probably watch Shirobako. If anything good comes of this podcast, it's telling you and everyone else to check that series out, because I think it's pretty astounding.
I don't know, I guess the only anime that I watch is for this, so the chances of me watching an anime on my own recognizance is pretty low.
US Paranoia Agent, we're not gonna do a podcast about that.
Well, Satoshi Kon's just one of my favorite directors, full stop, really, so of course I'm gonna watch everything he's ever made.
You should probably go read his manga then.
I might do that, yeah.
And then you should go watch Shirobako, because it's great.
Really?
Yes, I think it's legitimately great.
It was the first I'm hearing about it.
Well, I haven't had reason to bring it up. And also, I think I have recommended it to you before. But anyways, I might check out an episode or two of the full series that came from this. It's only 12 episodes, and it's on Hulu, so whatever. Oop, I'll have to bloop that out, because they're not giving me money.
Well, they could be.
They could be.
Maybe if we just say Hulu a bunch more times, they'll start giving us money. Hey Hulu, what's up?
Yeah, let's
How you
try it
doing?
this time. I won't bloop these out. Yep, it's on Hulu. Go watch it on Hulu. Hulu Plus.
Hey Hulu. How you doing, girl? That's all I got.
Hulu Plus. Unlimited anime.
Hulu, you should.
Hulu. Build it. Beautiful.
Hulu. Shavers for $1 a week.
Hulu. Your ticket to a better night's sleep.
Hulu. I'm loving it. That's the right one. I'm certain that the I'm loving it is the Hulu thing. We've done it.
Hulu, think outside the bun?
I don't know what that is.
That'd be Taco Bell.
Well, we don't have Taco Bell here, so...
Oh.
Which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, it's not great. Sometimes I'll get a craving for it, even though I know it doesn't taste like anything. I don't know why. It's kind of existentially disturbing whenever I get that craving.
Like you're eating a ghost.
No, because it's not flavorless, it's just the flavor doesn't taste like anything.
Like it's grain pulp being added to the meat.
I really don't know how to describe it. It just has this flavor that isn't anything else, and it's not good. And it's not all the way to being bad, but it's not really enjoyable.
Well, now I just want to eat some just to find out what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, maybe you should.
Okay, be right back. I'm going to America.
Okay. So that's Death Billiards.
I don't think it was very good.
I thought it was... This was shown in theaters, by the way, with the other 3 films from Anime Mirai.
What were the other ones?
One was Rio, which has no Wikipedia page.
Probably a good sign.
One was Little Witch Academia, which was apparently received pretty well and got greenlit to do a second short film. Or no, it got greenlit, and then they wanted to make it longer, so they went on Kickstarter. And
That got a full series, didn't it? I mean, I've actually heard of that.
no, it only got the second film.
Huh.
It met its goal within 5 hours, which goal was $150,000, and it raised $625,000. And they were able to add a making of documentary and audio commentary to it because of all that extra money they got.
And 2 more minutes of animation.
It actually doubled the length to full hour from half an hour.
Well, animation's expensive.
Yeah. And then, this is a mouthful. Aruvu Rezuru Kaiji Kake no Yosei Itachi.
Don't you major in Japanese
Yeah,
or
but
something?
I'm bad at reading it fluently. Also, it's in Roman characters, and I have trouble making those sound natural because Romanized Japanese is an abomination. But that is sci-fi. And something nanomachines. Sounds like it's basically Metal Gear. I don't know. I see nanomachines. Metal Gear, whatever.
I like me some nanomachines.
Probably better written than Metal Gear.
Most things are.
But anyways, Death Billiards. It's fine, I guess. I thought it was fine.
It's always the most interesting critical reaction to something. It's fine, I
Yep.
guess.
I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
I'd give it a 2.
Oof, worse than Gurren Lagann. Oh no, same as Gurren Lagann from you. So yeah, Death Billiards. Next week, we'll be back with Kids on the Slope again. I hope. I think.
Probably.
Probably. Yeah, we will. I'll be back home by then. Next week, Kids on the Slope. The end of it.
And if you're not back by then, I'll just pretend you're there and record it by myself and then just add in like little sound bites
Yeah.
from previous recordings.
Yeah. And then after Kids on the Slope, we will be watching Chihaya Furu. It's official now, Cat Doter.
Wait, what is that?
That's the one that you said, can we please not watch this?
Oh, right. Now I remember.
And I ignored your request. We're watching it because I really want to see it.
Yay.
That's it. Thanks for listening. The most helpful thing you can do is to share this with friends, family, enemies, lovers, aunts, uncles, nephews.
Probably enemies is the most likely scenario.
Probably enemies. But
Just want to torture somebody that you don't like.
maybe we'll get lucky and one of the few people that's listening has a ton of enemies they can recommend it to.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That'd be really good. Recommend it to all those enemies, guys. And then after that, the next best thing you can do is to go subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/GameKiwi, because I like seeing those numbers go up, and they've been going up a bit too slow for my liking recently. You can also catch up with us on Twitter at @TheGameKiwi, as well as on Facebook at facebook.com/TheGameKiwi. My tongue is tied right now at 12:45 a.m.
Have you registered the Game Kiwi as well?
I should register the Game Kiwi. I mean, no one else is going to register it probably, so I can take my time. Or you can drop us a line at anime@gamekiwi.net. That is our email address, and you can email us anything, and maybe we'll read something if there's something nice or interesting.
Was there anything in there?
No.
Oh, yeah.
One day. I just know the one time I forget it, there's going to be somebody who's like, man, I wish I could send in this message to GameCube, but I don't know what their fucking email address is.
Got this Squarespace check for $1 million. Where do I send it?
I guess I'll have to send it to this other podcast. I can't think of a name right now. That's not already getting Squarespace bucks.
All of them are, Marky. That's the secret.
Oh, I guess I'll have to send it to us then.
It's the only logical solution to whatever their problems are, is to advertise with us.
They'll reach a listener base of tens of people. Ones of people. My dad.
Mostly just us.
Anyways, thanks for listening. I'm Mike.
I'm Cat Toto.
And as always, keep it anime.